Today, we're going to Austin, Texas in the year 1900. We're going to step back in time using the Sanborn Fire Insurance Map, which captured the details of every street, building, and block in downtown Austin. Our focus will be on three remarkable residences: the Allan House at 1104 San Antonio Street, the Butler House at 309 West 11th Street, and the Bremond Block Historic District, which contains some of the finest preserved homes from that era. Together, these buildings tell the story of a city at the dawn of the 20th century when Austin was still a small but ambitious capital town. The Allan House was built in 1883 by John Allan, a Scottish immigrant who became a respected attorney and public servant here in Austin. This grand, historic home sits under large oak trees, its wraparound porches and ornate trim still catching the afternoon light much the same way it did more than a century ago. John Allan lived only a few years in the home before his death in 1888, but his legacy shaped the city. His instructions turned the property into a girls' school and later an industrial school for the city of Austin. In this way, the Allan House became more than a residence. It became a place of education and progress during a time when Austin was growing steadily. Walking through the house today, visitors find hardwood floors, tall windows for cross breezes in the days before air conditioning, and original staircases designed for both elegance and function. These details remind us of the craftsmanship and pride that defined Victorian homes in Texas during the late 19th century. Since 2000, the Allan House has served as one of Austin's most beloved event venues. Thousands of weddings and gatherings have taken place inside these walls, preserving its role as a community gathering place, even as the city transformed around it. Looking at the Sanborn map from 1900, we can see that a large house once stood across the street. When comparing that map to Google Street View, the only thing that remains today are the concrete stairs leading up from the sidewalk. The house was demolished, first replaced by a parking lot and later by a high-rise building. Stories like this can be found in cities all across America, and I'll always find them a little bit bittersweet. Moving a few blocks down the street from the Allan House, we find the Butler House at 309 West 11th Street. This home was one of the most elegant residences in the city, a Victorian mansion with steep gables, ornate woodwork, and a commanding presence just a short walk from the state capitol. For decades, it stood as a landmark of Austin's residential core. Families would have passed it on their way downtown, its decorative trim and sweeping porches marking the prosperity of the neighborhood. Sadly, the Butler House was demolished in 1971 to make way for a parking lot. Its loss was felt deeply by preservationists and historians. Locals recalled the house as glorious, with some noting that pieces of the home were salvaged and used in other buildings around town. In that sense, the Butler House is not completely gone. Fragments still survive, scattered across the city, keeping its memory alive. To better understand what homes like the Allan and Butler residences meant in their time, we can look at the Bremond Block Historic District, just a short distance away. The Bremond Block contains 11 historic homes built between 1850 and 1910 by members of the Bremond family, successful merchants and bankers in early Austin. Unlike the Butler House, these homes survived and now provide one of the best preserved collections of Victorian architecture in Texas. Walking the Bremond Block today, you can see two-story mansions with columned porches, decorative iron fences, and intricate woodwork that reflected the affluence of Austin's business leaders. In 1900, this area was a showcase of wealth and stability. Families living here were connected to the political and economic engines of the city. While much of downtown Austin has changed, the Bremond Block gives us a rare and tangible look at how entire neighborhoods appeared during the turn of the century. In 1900, Austin was home to about 22,000 residents. The city was the state capital, but it was still relatively small. The skyline was dominated by the Texas State Capitol, completed in 1888, which was the 7th largest building in the world at the time. Sanborn maps show us a city organized around railroads, streetcars, and government offices. Horses and buggies still fill the streets, though the first automobiles were beginning to appear. Neighborhoods near the Capitol, like San Antonio Street and West 11th Street, were desirable addresses. Lawyers, bankers, politicians, they all lived in large homes that balanced elegance with functionality. So think porches, tall ceilings, and large windows. They were all designed to handle the Texas heat, while elaborate gardens and shade trees brought beauty and comfort. The Sanborn map reveals not just houses, but also carriage houses, stables, and outbuildings, giving us a glimpse into daily life. Families relied on these spaces for everything from transportation to food, creating a self-sustaining household. Through these maps, we see the Allan House, still standing strong after nearly 150 years. The Butler House, tragically demolished in the 1970s, and the Bremond Block, preserved as a historic district. Together, they tell us how Austin grew from a small capital city to the thriving metropolis it is today. That wraps up our walk in the neighborhood near the Capitol in Austin, Texas in 1900. I had a great time, and I really hope that you can join me again next time.